Hi, sixth graders, it's Mrs. Greer. I just want to go over your first assignment in some more detail and break it down for you to show you exactly what you need to do. So if you go into your Google Classroom, I'm going to use Miss York's homerooms class, but this is the same instruction for all three classes. So this applies to all sixth graders. So if you go to classwork at the top and you find this section called current assignment, you'll see engineering technologies at home lessons. This is your first assignment. This is the work that I sent home on the last day of school on March 13th. So we're still working on that assignment. The whole project isn't due until April 3rd, but I am going to be checking your progress this week. So I'm going to show you a little bit about that and what I'm looking for. So if you go into view assignment, you'll see that I have some directions listed here, and there's a rubric attached and 2 documents. So it says attach to the document with text to read about engineering and technology and a document for your written responses and research activity. Please email or post a question to Google Classroom if you need support with these at-home tasks. So if you're doing this online, you're going to do your work right in the Google Doc. If you are not doing your work online, you're probably not watching this video, but it is okay to do your work on a separate piece of paper. If you can take a picture of that paper and email it to me or post it in Google Classroom, that would be the best. If that's not possible, we'll figure out how I can get your work. I don't know what the plan is yet for collecting work done non-digitally. So attached to this document to this assignment are 2 documents. The first one is the text. So it's a photocopy from a book. So you'll notice it actually starts on page 3. So the first page is page 3. And if you scroll to it's actually page 5, but it's your 3rd page of the document, you'll see it says section 1. Okay, so that's going to be important because this work is divided up into 3 sections. So there was section 1. Scrolling. Section 1 is the longest. And here's section 2. Section 2 starts on page 15, and it's called The Evolution of Technology. So here's section 2. And here's section 3 on page 21 of the document. Section 3 is called Engineering Careers and Technology Education. And this will finish the document for you. It ends with with section 3. And here at the very end is an engineering challenge. And this is going to be your research activity for the 3rd part of your task, okay? And that's where it ends. This last page is blank. All right, so lesson 3, research activity. So now I'm going to take you back to the document where it shows the instructions. So lesson 1 or section 1 is telling you to read section 1, pages 3 to 14 from the paper or from the PDF, and your written response is to compare and contrast science and technology. A couple people have reached out and asked if it was okay to do a chart for this. Zephram is doing a 2-column chart with the compare and contrast, how they're similar, how they're different. That's perfectly okay. You decide how you want to show me that, but what I'm looking for is that you can compare and contrast science and technology. The second part, so that's part 1. Part 2 is to read section 2 of the text, which is pages 15 to 20, using the page numbers on the photocopies. And your response is, how has technology impacted our society? Describe both positive and negative effects. Okay, you can type your answer right here. Answer goes here. Okay, you can type your answer right here. Same with this one. You can type your answer right here. Oops. Okay, so your answers can go right here after each question, or you can put them at the bottom of the text. If you want to make a new document, that's okay too, but the best place would be right after each question. Okay, so lesson 1 and lesson 2 are just writing the answers to these short questions that are right here. I am going to be looking for you to have finished lesson 1 and lesson 2 this Friday. So March 27th is when I'm going to say lesson 1 and lesson 2 should be done, and I'll be logging on to check your progress, okay? Do not turn in the assignment unless you finish all 3 parts. You don't have to turn it in order for me to go in and check your progress, Okay. Next week, I expect all 3 parts to be done. So for April 3rd, you need to have lesson 1, lesson 2, and lesson 3 done. So that gives you 2 full weeks to finish all 3 parts. But I would like lesson 1 and lesson 2 to be done this week. And that gives you a whole week to do the 3rd part. The 3rd part is a research activity, and it says to complete the Career Search Engineering Challenge on page 25 from the text. And it says to put your research into a Google slide presentation or create a poster. So you have some choice here. So I gave you the Google slide as an option. You could open up a new document into a Google slide and make a presentation for your research, or you could do your work on paper and take a photo of it and upload it, or you could even just do it right here in a Google Doc and make it look like a poster. Okay, but at the very end of the document, on page 25 of the photocopy, it says Career Search. Research one of the engineering fields listed in this chapter. Prepare a written report answering the following questions, plus any other interesting facts you learn about the career. So there's 10 questions here. So you're going to create a poster. It says a written report, but I'm giving you a chance to be a little bit more creative with that. You can do a lot of text, but you could also do pictures and drawings. You decide. Okay, so I want you to show me your research answering these questions. Okay, so that's why I would like you to finish part 1 and part 2 this week, because lesson 3, part 3 is the biggest part. So that way you'll have all of next week to finish this. Okay, and it probably won't take you very long, because you can probably get all the answers to all these questions in one source, and that's okay. I'm not looking for you to spend a ton of time looking at all different sources. One source is fine, or 2 sources if you need to, if you don't get all the information here, but you should be able to in one source. Okay, so you're going to put that into a Google slide, a Google Doc. You can do it right on this other Google Doc, or you can do something by hand and take a photo, or let me know that you did it by hand and we'll figure out how I will get a copy of that. All right, if you have any questions for me, please reach out. You can send me an email. You can post here on Google Classroom. Some people have sent me private messages on their actual assignment. There's a whole bunch of different ways you can reach out and get in touch with me if you need some support on this, okay? All right, 6th grade, good luck, and let me know if I can help you. Have a great day.